Leadership
Oh,
Training.
there you go.
Hello, everybody. We welcome you to our World Changers Leadership Training for February 2015. We're excited. We've had to make an adjustment because of the storm coming into the GTA, but it's exciting because it's been able to be broadcast to our team in other parts of Canada as well as the U.S. And I guess this is taking us into a brand new arena for our team, because as we move out of this weekend and move into the coming week, we will be doing a lot of Google Hangouts with presentations and be able to give our team the ability to literally expand very, very fast. It's exciting to be here in the middle of our home with my beautiful wife and be able to be in Toronto and Saskatoon, in California, in Florida, in Illinois, and various other places. I don't know where everybody's coming in at. So welcome, everybody. It's going to be a great day. January was a great month for us. Our team in Toronto really worked hard, and we were excited because we got a brand new team of all places, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I didn't know where that was until Joanne got a hold of us through Facebook. And unfortunately, Joanne's not able to be with us today, but that team started technically on the 15th of January. They locked and loaded. They were so excited with the system that we have been able to create for World Changers and the process in which we built. Joanne went Rising Star in her first week, tied into the 3 and 7. And as we know for our team, 3 and 7 is like heaven. And her first check was over $1,400. We broke 3 other rising stars in that team this month, as she also became our first World Changers Regional Director in Saskatoon in exactly 20 days from when she started. That was so exciting. But one of her rising stars we have with us, Terry Lynn Manish, also completed her 3 and 7, and I want to get Terry Lynn to come in now and share a testimony and interview with us. Terry, go ahead and hook up with us if you would. Yeah, you're in. I'm just looking for your picture coming through.
Yeah, she's on mobile.
Yeah, you can.
She's on mobile, so she won't be able to.
Okay, so Terry, tell us your background. For those who have not heard your testimony yet, what is your background prior to joining our team?
Prior to joining our team, I cheerleaded for 6 years. I also did bodybuilding competitions for 2 years. So I've been really physically active, bought a lot of proteins, bought a lot of supplements, tried pretty much everything I could. I really started liking the products because they tasted good. I wasn't having to buy 7 different flavors and kinds, which I actually went through a bunch of stuff in the summer and threw it all away. But yeah, Vitrim ended up being the only appetite suppressant on the market that I found that actually was effective and worked. Did really well in my competitions. I ended up getting 8th in nationals across Canada. Was in the Inside Fitness magazine. And yeah, Joanne came to me and approached me with this opportunity to join ViSalus, and met with Charles and saw the opportunity that he placed in front of us and how he could provide us with wonderful leadership. And he just helped me to get to my Rising Star in 7 days. And our first check here was $1,704.
Wow. So you invested $9.99 for your star package and plus change for the shipping and handling, etc. And in less than 7 days, you got a check for $1,704. Terry, that's not too bad. You got your entire investment back and a 70% return. That's like a 10% return per day. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. And now we're heading in to get our RD for next Thursday.
All right, way to go. Well, we can't wait to see you all the way to the top. We're so happy to have you on the team. And, you know, I know that you were a professional cheerleader with the Rough Riders, so maybe we're going to help their riding be a little bit more smooth with Vi.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terry, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, you guys, we had 3 other rising stars in that Saskatoon team, and everybody is so excited from Eastern Canada to Western Canada to the United States. We have a brand new team started in Illinois, brand new team started in Florida, brand new team started in California. And the amazing thing is that's before we decided to hang out with Google. And now that we're going to hang out a lot, we want you guys to really fine-tune your thought process over the next 24 hours because Europe is getting ready to explode. And with our presentation, with our new franchise training that we can do online now, literally you guys have no reason that we cannot help your business expand around the world very, very fast. So we want you to be working on your European contacts and let's coordinate over the next couple days of putting together some broadcasts this coming week and doing live presentations online and begin to expand us very, very fast. Well, you're in for a treat today. We're going to have 3 leadership sessions today. The first one is going to be conducted by my beautiful wife, Emily. The second one, we're going to bring in our National Director, Andrew Makatangai from Toronto, who soon in March will be walking across the stage as El Presidente. And then I will be back and we will do our 3rd session and wrap it all up and get ready to really blast into February. You guys, I want you to know Canada and North America is ours for the taking of a team. As we put our blinders on over the next weeks, literally, I know this team is literally going to expand so fast. And know that Emily and I are with you guys all the way. Nobody's going to limit the speed that you move in this business except yourself. So don't limit it. Put it all out. Get your notebooks ready or iPads, whatever you're going to take notes on. Take good notes in all these presentations today. Depending on time, we may take a 5-minute break somewhere in the middle just so everybody can get up and do some jumping jacks or run around the house or there in GTA, make a snowball or something, and then we'll come back for our last session. So, guys, it's great to be with you today. This is a day in history as we begin to take our training all around the world with 5 world changers. So, honey, I want to invite you to come in and take our first session today. It's all yours.
All right, thanks so much. Should I just have the thing for myself? All right, okay, because then so you can do your own writing and I can concentrate on teaching them. All right. I like what Charles said. I hope that you guys have your pen and paper ready and just excited to just write down notes here and really be able to learn a lot and have it implemented in your Vi business to grow your February business. So I'm going to go and actually just take the session of incorporating. Just a second here. Okay. Terry, I think your video is on, so if we can just have it off. So, not that I want just for them to see me, but so at least we're just wanting to make sure that they are focusing on, I guess the teaching at hand here. So thanks so much, Terry. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you about incorporating the 2015 Vi enhancements to what you are currently doing already in the business. You've, of course, most of you have heard already the amazing enhancements that Vi has come up with for 2015. We are definitely very excited about those changes and how all these things can really help our business, and we're just really excited, especially of course with the equity and the 3 points in your first week and the doubling up your points. You could just see that again, it's, we're excited more of what the money, what the money changes that they've done for their distributors for us to make more money. So that's really exciting for us. So let me tell you about a call that we received from Jason and Jen during the holidays, and just to kind of go through how this enhancements that they have done, how we're gonna go and incorporate it. Okay, when Jason and Jen gave us a call during the holidays, they were actually in the top leaders Costa Rica event, and they were actually strategizing improvements on how they could approach the market, because Vi have already reached record-breaking growths when they launched the 90-day Body by Vi challenge. And because in network marketing, you have to understand that it's been around for close to 70 years, and it has established a pattern of growth. And usually the pattern of growth, for you to understand how network marketing, does, it's usually, when they hit, of course, they would start at a momentum stage, right? And they would hit a peak, and then it will come to a lull, and then again come to a peak. It would hit that momentum again, and then come to a lull again, and come to another momentum, come to a peak again, and lull again. That's how lull, meaning it's not, it's not stagnant, it's growing still, but it's not at that height indent that usually you would see in that they have seen in the first few years of the Body by Vi challenge. So now they are at the growth stage wherein, because they've hit that peak of the 90-day Body by Vi challenge, they have to incorporate some things to be able to again approach the market in a different way to get to another stage of growth. And that's what they're doing in this enhancement. So we're really very excited about it. So with that call, right, what got us so excited about the call is that Jason and Jen basically have shared that all they heard from that call was, okay, what is Charles and Emily doing? How are they working it? And actually, when I heard that, and Charles heard that, we couldn't actually believe it, because of course, they are in a place wherein these are all, leaders of Vi, and we're just newbies here, and for them to share that all they've heard was our names and how we're approaching the business, that really made us so happy and got us so encouraged, and really had goosebumps because again, it gave us it just means that they are actually seeing what we're doing. What we're doing is kind of making sense to them, that it basically means that we are on the right track. So that was exciting for us. And so I'm sure you're probably gonna go and ask, okay, but how come, up to this point, you guys are still presidentials? Well, we can definitely answer that for you. A good leader, first off, is a good follower. And so for the 8 months that we have been involved with Vi, we basically implemented the Vi method of operation. The fact that we came in here in Canada with probably a handful of people that we know that might be involved with us in business. We literally were set to to come in here and build from scratch, because of course, as you know from our, the stories, we've actually been building in Asia, and it's been a long time that we've built here in North America. So we were ready for that, to build from scratch. And in 8 months is actually a long time for us to keep doing, what we're doing. And you have to understand that we have so much at stake here, right? We moved our family here, left everything back home, and for us, we can't afford not to make this work, right? So that's why we somehow had to make some changes in how we are approaching the market. And the fruit of that change is actually, you've seen it in Andrew's team and Andrew's group. It started from there. And so from there, we knew that we are doing something really good. We are on track. You actually saw that in meetings. For those of you that were in the Toronto meetings, you've actually seen most of the people that were recognized as BMW qualified came from our team. The recent national directors came from our team, and of course, the most recent one is Andrew. Did it in about a month and a half, I believe. And of course, ever since the bonus bash got introduced during the holidays, we've been topping that board every single time. And of course, it started with Glow and June. We have, of course, also just a minute, I wanted to recognize them. Okay, Tita Feli, and Lorenzo. You have, of course, Joanne and Terry Lynn, and other people that may not be on the top of the leaderboard, but we know that they made money on that bonus bash program. So you could see that again, something is working. And there's a saying that if ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And we stick to our game plan and just get better at implementing it, doing it day in and day out. So we stick to the plan, get better in doing it, implementing it day in and day out. Those are some important notes. Now, if you have watched the Super Bowl, probably you've just watched it on replay because that was the end of the month. But the announcer there said that for Tom Brady, he did a game plan of actually having, I'm sorry, I'm not versed in the football, but I do understand when he said that the game plan for Tom Brady, the quarterback, was to throw the ball to that runner, because the one that's defending that runner is actually smaller and doesn't run as fast. And so that's how they were able to make those plays, because they found a game plan that works. Well, for us with Vi World Changers team, we now have a plan and a game plan that works. So we will stick with it and implement it better day in and day out. I think that's the most important key. We have the game plan, let's stick with it, let's implement it better. It's in the implementation that we have to get better at it, and let's do it day in and day out. Now, again, just to make note of this, why do you think Vi is doing an extended GST? Well, because we have an NFT. Okay, why do you think they actually now have developed a PowerPoint, which is the strategy overview? Well, because we're doing our presentations using the PowerPoint, because we've told them that, again, it's much more interactive this way than just a person watching a video. And a video is just an overview. It's not a presentation. Now, Why do you think they're having the group challenge that they would do every once a month, right? Well, because we do our leadership training once a month. So again, when Jason and Jen said that indeed, what you're gonna go and see when they unveil the strategy on the leadership launch, it's actually going to be almost coming from what you guys have been doing. And that is really exciting. Now, I'm not sharing this to boast. Please don't misunderstand. I'm sharing this because we know that what we're doing is working, and they are looking at us as a team, as an example of, okay, how do we improve to get to that next stage of momentum of growth that they want to go to. And of course, as you know, they've shared that their forecast of where they wanted to be in the future is they wanted to be the next Amway. They wanted to be $1 billion a year company, and that's why they have the equity program out there, and that's why again it's so exciting for these changes. So again, it's not to boast, but to let you know that what we're doing is working. And so now, how do we implement these changes in what we're doing? How do we incorporate them, right? Because we want to also play as a team with them. We want to be able to utilize these approaches on how we see them fitting in our approach as a Buy World Changers team. So number one, we will do that. Let's talk about the presentation on our challenge parties. Okay? Still, we will do the presentation the way we do it. As you've seen, we've updated some of them already. I still have a few slides probably to improve in that, but it right now that's gonna go and work. Okay. The reason why, again, just to compare what we're doing and what the company is doing, of course, they're pushing on the challenge groups. Okay, challenge groups. Okay. Challenge groups for us, okay, is actually for retention. It is not for you to be able to bring somebody in business. The thing is, you cannot retain something if you don't have something to retain, right? So challenge groups are for retention. That's one reason why we want to stick with our presentation as an approach for people in business. Number two, okay, most of the people that will be joining your business are people that want to know if the product works. Because once they know that the product works, then they will be comfortable to go out and talk about it, isn't it? And I'm sure for most of you who are on this, leadership training right now, you would agree that the reason why you got involved is because you know that the product works and that you are confident enough to go out there and talk to people about it because, again, the product works. So we want to stick with that. Now, the approach is, again, because it is more of wanting to know if does the product works, we are approaching it by, number one, giving information about the products first. Okay. Now, during the early 90s, when we were getting involved in the wellness industry, when we used to do our presentations, we would basically just put a picture of a before and an after of a person who's been smoking for 20 years versus a lungs, that's been smoking for 20 years versus a person's lungs that's clean and had healthy living, or a person that has arthritis, how it looks like, and a person that has knees that are good and healthy. So when we used to do our presentation that way, early 1990s, I tell you that in itself worked, because that was just the start of, well, the wellness awareness, right? It's during the 1990s that was just starting to peak in the open. So people were like, what? You know, they devoured that knowledge that we were giving them. So they were just like, okay, this is something new to me. I didn't know this. Well, even for myself, right? Being a nurse by background, I learned instrumentation, bedside care, medication. That's all I knew. I never knew that if you give your body the chance to heal itself, it will heal itself. And the only way for you to do that is through other ways outside of what I know traditionally as a nurse. So again, during the 1990s, you know, that worked. That was easy. But today, you know, people are much more aware with what they put, not as much as we want to. That's why we are in this drive, right? What they're putting in their bodies. But, you know, again, it's much better now as compared to 20 years ago. That's what I wanted to say there. They're much more knowledgeable in products, in wellness and stuff like that. That in fact, even the big pharmas, right, are actually, you know, wanting to take a piece of the wellness industry, that even them as pharmas, they actually have developed their wellness line as well outside of drugs, right? So it is really something that's out there today. So that's the reason why, okay, in our presentation, that we made some changes specifically in our product. You might feel like it's too medical, okay, because of, you know, the foreign words that's there. Let me give you my take on why that is so. Okay, number one, again, the reason why is because, you know, people are much more aware now of, okay, what's in it. You know, when now people are knowing about what are, you know, phytochemicals, antioxidants, ORAC value, you know, those kind of stuff. Because again, the wellness industry has gotten so much bigger that there's a lot of products out there, right? So, and so that's one, right? We wanted to, because there is much more competition now. Number one, I guess we could say that people are much more aware. Therefore, they wanted to know more. Okay. The second is the reason why I put it that way is, again, here in North America, we can't we can't just go and do it that way, the way we used to do it before. In the 1990s, because again, they have stricter laws here, and we have to be careful on what we are presenting or claiming, right? We can't do that, or else we will be flagged down, and we certainly don't want that to happen in our Vibe businesses. And therefore, in our presentation, if you guys have the new one, I hope you guys have the new ones now. It may be a little bit technical, but again, it's actually much more on the safer side of things, because this is North America. And again, coming from the fact that people want to know more, because they are now much more exposed to, you know, the healthy stuff, right? So you want to address that, because there's so much competition out there today. You have to be able to present to customers, or, you know, your promoters, your soon-to-be promoters, okay, what's different with this product versus your product, right? You have to be able to at least present that. So that's the reason why we have changed that approach a little bit, so that at least I feel that you're going to be more effective that way. Now, you know, you have to be comfortable. That, again, for most of you, you just have to be more comfortable in reading the points in the slide, because if you feel comfortable in those points that you are reading, with regards to the different terms that are out there, again, it will come across so much better. So if you feel that, okay, but I want to read a little bit about, serotonin or nitric oxide, right? Those kind of stuff, to go ahead and read about them, because again, it wouldn't hurt you. It's going to actually give you so much more information or arsenal for you to talk about why our products is so much better. Now, of course, we don't want you to become Dr. Shake or Dr. Crunch, right? We don't want you to go that route as well when it comes to getting information about our products. Well, I just want you to, again, be comfortable with what you're saying. So with what you're reading. So again, remember, we've always said in our presentation, it's really the music and not the words of what you are presenting. So take note of that as well. Okay, now, okay, so for those of you that have probably seen me do the presentation, what I usually do, again, it's just like, I just read them, right? I just read the information that's out there, and then I basically just go and say, so therefore it's great for diabetics, or therefore it's great for people who have hypertension, or therefore it's great for older women, so that we can give people the association, instead of you feeling like you are getting to be too much on the medical side of things. It's, again, being comfortable in the terms, in what you're reading. Just be comfortable at it and associate it. So therefore it's great for diabetics, so therefore it's great for hypertension, therefore it's, because again, remember, our product is not just for people who are have gained the weight, but we also want to let them know that, again, hey, you may not be as big, but a person is having diabetes. We can address that with our products. So there you go, right there. So that's why that I want to share my thoughts on how we want to approach our presentation that way. Okay, now when it comes to follow-up, with your again, I'm still talking about our presentation, right? Of course, follow-up. Anybody who is on the product, whether they are customers or promoters, you got to make sure that they see results. That is so important. In our PIDT system, in our NFT, right, you have the challenge video. Number one thing to do, you take their before measurements and scale, and also their circumferences. You get them to buy recipes, recipes.vi.com, to help them kind of mix up, their flavors and things like that. You follow up on day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, and every week after that. It's so important, because again, you wanted to make sure that they are taking the products so that they can see results, right? And you are also wanting to make sure that you can address any issues that they would have, and again, making sure that they're just really consistent on the product. That's the reason why you're calling them, especially for your customers. You wanted to make sure that when you're not just calling at the end of the month and letting them know, oh, by the way, your auto ship is due on the 5th. Just, so that's really not a good thing to do. You wanted to take care of your customers more than just a sale. So follow-up is so important. Day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, and every single week after that, to just make sure that they are seeing the results, okay? And of course, part of our PIDT process, you submit their I lost it video, right? Once they lose their first 10 pounds to get the t-shirt. And part of incorporating in that PIDT system is the challenge group. Okay, so I'm going to go and address the challenge group right here. Challenge group is, again, it's a fun activity for me, and I think for Charles as well. It's actually, how do I say it? it's actually a sexier term or a glorified word for exercise groups or support groups. That's really what it is for Charles and I. We just call it as it is. And you know, it's a fun activity. It's for, again, in anything that you're doing, you have to have fun, right? Like in work, if you're not having fun, maybe you're not gonna stay there that long anymore, right? You're gonna go and look for something else, and that's why most people go look at network marketing, because you know, it kind of like, you know, they're reaching the same end and not going anywhere, right? So again, you have to, you know, we agree that you know, you have to have fun, and challenge group is a way to have fun with, you know, with people, with groups, right? So how are we going to go and incorporate this? Okay, again, as part of our follow-up. Okay, again, like what I've said, it's a sexier term or a glorified way to say, okay, go and get yourself moving. So we want you to exercise. You should exercise, right? Because that's part of becoming healthy. You know, in you should exercise, and most people in the challenge, you know, you have to understand that they do pick up their activity once they become lighter, right? They feel so much better, they have more energy to do other activities, they're inspired, they're motivated to push through after seeing the changes that they've seen. So now they're just much more motivated that way, and therefore now this is where we integrate, okay, let's add up the challenge group or the exercise group, right? Because for, again, for most people, they're not going to pick it up right away because they don't feel well, they're you know, they're still heavy or things like that. But once they shed off you know, some of the pounds, they will. And that's why it's so important for you to have that day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, every week after that, to make sure that they are taking the products properly and they're going to go and see results. Okay? Now, let me just go here. Okay, like what I've said, challenge group is for you to have fun, to keep pushing yourself. Now, the challenge group, for most of you now, you are at that stage now that you've lost. I know some of our team members that have actually have lost quite a weight, and so now they're actually in the gym. One of the posts with Beth Rodriguez, you know, her goal now is actually joining the marathon. So that's what I mean when incorporating the challenge group in the activity that we do, but not the other way around. We can't go do challenge groups because if there's nothing, we can't retain, right? That's the idea right there. So I know Andrew also is actually now hitting the gym as well because he's lost the weight. He has more energy to do something. He's inspired. For other of our team members who are on medication, right? They feel so much better now, instead of their idea of being on medication for the rest of their lives. Now they're picking up the pace. They have so much energy, and so how do we do the challenge groups? Well, if you are in that mode now of exercising, then you can have some of your team members, right, to go and challenge each other. Set up a day, maybe one night a week, at least, or 2 times a week, to do something together, because again, it's fun to do it together. That's what the challenge group is. But if, again, when you meet, it's really you doing the challenge together. It's not, because then, let's just say if you're doing it once a week, the challenge group, and you're not doing any exercise, again, that exercise thing, the challenge group and exercise, I hope you're getting what I mean by this. If you're not doing anything in between time before the next challenge group that you guys are going to be meeting, then you're actually wasting your time, right? It's actually more of a social program rather than you challenging each other. So therefore, your challenge group has to do much more than just being social if you want to spend the time to put a challenge group together. You got to see results. You got to be able to push people and be accountable, right? So with each other. So what I want you to do with your challenge group, if you're thinking of having one already, because you're at that point of, okay, I'm ready, I can I can be with, I can do some exercises now and stuff, then invite some of your people and make sure that when you set a date, let's say a Tuesday night, right, or a Thursday night challenge group with 3 or 4 of the people, right, then do the challenge, whatever it is. I suggest actually for to do the HIIT, which is high interval intensity training, right? I think I'm correct. The HIIT trainings, which is actually, you can do so much more with it in 20 minutes than people, hitting the gym. Because again, like for me, I don't have the time to go to the gym. I've never been a gym addict. And so, but I can do stuff at home. And that HIIT program, that HIIT program, is actually geared towards short exercises but high intensity trainings that will do what the body needs to do when it comes to muscle building and stuff like that. So that is actually an ideal thing. You can have your friends over to that challenge group day, whatever, and do that in 20 minutes. There's actually even 10 minutes that are out there to kind of get you started in that, because I tell you, when you go and do that HIIT program, it's, feel like you're dying, because it's really high intensity for that short amount of time. You do so many things with it. So I personally recommend that. So when you get together at that certain date, let's say at Thursday night, after that, do a weigh-in every single week, right? And be accountable with each other, okay? And share tips together, okay? What have you done for the week to be able to lose much more weight, or what are you doing in between time before the Thursday night? Because that's the important thing, right? It's not something that you do once a week only. What are you doing during that in between challenge group time, so that you lose the weight or you build the muscle, whatever your goal is, and exchange tips after the 20-minute program. What are your cooking tips? Maybe you cook something and even the kids liked it and it's low calorie or whatever, right? So or new recipes with your shake. So that time is actually, your support group. So that's how we want to incorporate our challenge groups right there. Again, challenge group is a support activity. It's a fun activity that will significantly help people in their challenge goals, okay? It's funny that the challenge group video, they show 80% nutrition and 20% exercise, right? So, they should get a hint on that already, that you have to be more focused on the product, okay? That's why we are putting ourselves, or our team, our approach, into product first, exercise second, okay? People need to have results on the product within their first week or two. Okay? Again, how do you do that? With, again, calling them, making sure that they're on the product. And when you're calling them, when you're following up, part of what you want to go and say is or check with them. It's not just about weight. Okay? Are they sleeping better? Are they going to the bathroom much better, right? Because of our fiber, right? How's their energy? How's their clarity of thought? How's their hunger pangs? Are they much less? Their skin condition, their blood sugar, their blood pressure, right? So those are some of the things that you can actually talk to your person who is on the product, whether again they're customers or promoters. You have to follow up on them, make sure that they are having these results, right? So that's how you again make sure that they will have results first. So let's talk about the challenge group once a month that they want to do, that the company wants to do. So, of course, we will participate in that. Where once a month they get together and they do the Project 10 charity and all that stuff. You guys know that. The strategy overview, how are we going to go or incorporate that in our approach? Well, we will participate with that if they have meetings that's happening somewhere in the area. Again, this is so geared towards business, and because never in our entire career have we ever geared any of our presentation with just strictly business approach. I would like to encourage you that the person that you will be bringing into this strategy overview will be people that are in business, that are business minded. And even the business minded people, I think before you expose them to the strategy overview, you have to be able to at least have exposed them to Project 10 challenge overview and the Project 10 kids, to give them some materials outside of just the business approach. Because again, the idea is, okay, for my business to grow, I have to know that the product works, right? Because that's what you're going to go offer to people. So again, that's where our Charles and I's position are when it comes to presentation. So number 2, let's talk about our NFTs, okay? We will make some changes in our NFTs very soon. I just wanted to see that extended GST that they will be coming out with, so that at least we can kind of know, okay, how are we going to go and make the changes that we need. So that's that with the NFT. And I really would like to encourage you, if you've been in an NFT once, twice, 3 times, you have to be on the attending the NFT, and you have to be doing as much NFTs as possible, because again, it's not just about the knowledge, it's actually about you being able to learn how to do it for your team. Okay, so if we have the recorded NFT in our YouTube channel, so if you want to go to our YouTube channel to watch it over and over again, or if you have a new person that is outside of your area that you cannot do a new franchise training right away with them, you could send them to our YouTube channel and let them watch that NFT recording. Now, again, the encouragement here is for you to be able to learn it so you can teach it. What you would find in the in what happens in the NFTs, that you end up learning it, and then what happens when you're out in the field, that learning that you have actually ends up matching your activity, and so the experience catches up with you. So there will be times that you would say, well, okay, now I understand. Okay, so but what is so important about the NFT is that that is actually the bulletproof vest of your new distributors. And even if you've been kind of been not so new already in the business, you have to be able to get that the basic principles of the new franchise training, because again, that's the reality, the simple realities of network marketing. We actually tackled that in our new franchise training. What do you need to know in when you get started in a business, in the crazy world of network marketing? So the NFT is so important. Now, again, remember, we have made our presentations, whether it's the overview or the NFT, so much simple that who among you here knows how to read? I hope all of you are raising your hands, right? That's how simple it is. If you know how to read, just read it. And again, over and over again, it's not the lyrics, but it's the music. What are the people hearing from you? That's the thing that's important. So you may probably have the jitters at the beginning, but just again, just do it, just get it done. Nike says just get it done. So if you want to feel that you need to practice, go and practice with your stuffed teddy bear or your children there, and do the presentation, right? Tito June, the great motivator. It's our inside joke with Tito June and Tita Gloria right there. So, do that presentation, practice with them, or even yet call a friend, right? Tell them that, you know what? I'm so nervous doing this presentation. Can you come over to my house? I want to practice with you so I can see how I'm doing with this presentation. And let him come over. Let her come over, right? Let her watch you do the presentation. And guess what? After you're done with the presentation, just let her sign up right there in the computer on the paper. So you will be surprised. You might even surprise yourself. So just get it yourself that really it's not that bad as what you think it is. The only thing that will cure any fear is action. So go for it. Okay, be excited. Okay, know that the most important thing is that you're passionate about it. You don't have to be great to start, but you can be you just let me put my thoughts here. You don't have to be great to start, but you can start so that you can be great, right? So it has to start from somewhere, and that's how we've made our presentations. Just read it, guys. Just get it done, right? Okay. Now, in our PIDT cycle chart, we have there, and for some of you that are new in our team, you probably still haven't gotten a hold of that chart, that flow chart. We have there in our PIDT flow chart the personal growth, which is the things, the TBF, things to listen to, books to read, and functions that you attend. TBF. And that means that TBF means to be free. To be free. Now, we already know, right, what activities we need to do day in and day out in our doable daily method of operation, or our DDMO, with our PIDT system, right? Because the reality of it, why do we need the things, why do we need to be careful with the things that we listen to, or the books that we read, or functions, or the people that we hang around with? Why do we need to be careful with that? Well, the reality is, sorry, excuse the word, shit happens, right? In our life, in our day can go bad because that happens, or our few years had been bad because we still live in the past, and we are bringing that baggage in our present life over and over again. We doubt ourselves, we fear things. People have basically brought us down, that crab mentality. So how do we keep our head in the game? Well, that's through TBF. The things that you listen to, the books that you read, and the functions or the people that you expose yourself in. So we recommend for you to make sure that you are having at least a recommended CD or an audio a week, okay? If you want 4 of them in a week, and just do it on a monthly, on 1 month, right? But at least have something that you are constantly, good thing that you are constantly listening to. A book to read, a recommended book. We've had recommendations. We've recommended this as beginners. Books like See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar, The Power of Thinking Big, developing the leader in you and developing the leaders around you. Those are books of John Maxwell. So again, you have to filter the negatives out of your life, right? For you to be able to get to where you wanted to go. How about functions? Well, functions, you never ever miss a function. That's very important. We always say this, that the function that you miss is the one you need. The function that you miss is the one you need. So make sure that any function that's out there, whether it's our challenge party, I know that this Tuesday, right, we're gonna have our first, big, because it's in a hotel meeting, big challenge party in Toronto, Tuesday at 7:30, Best Western Hotel. So that's a meeting that you can attend, and you can bring people in. So whatever meeting, events, so challenge parties, your new franchise training, your leadership trainings, or company events, you have to be there. And not only you being there, but have your team there, because the number of people that you have in an event tells you the growth of your team for that month. So make sure that part of what you're looking for in the health of your team is having, okay, who's in the meeting? Who's in the meetings, right? That's very important. And that's why, again, part of what they incorporated, the company did, was that VET events and training. They're gonna come out with, this is actually like a training system that you can have access to for just $29 a month. And again, invest in yourself, right? People often say motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are exposing yourself every single day to good stuff. Zig Ziglar said that, rich people have small TVs and big libraries, and poor people have small libraries and big TVs. You get what he meant by it, right? Of course, rich people can have the money to buy the biggest TV in the world. But even though they have the biggest TV in the world, they don't waste their time in front of the electronic income reducer. They are on books, they are on tapes, they're constantly learning and growing themselves. That's what a mark of a successful person is. They're continually growing. So again, that vet.vi.com, you can sign up for it for just $29. It's a great tool for you to have constantly having great stuff that has something to do with your business, right? So again, the health of your team has something to do with the number of people that you know that are on CDs listening to good stuff, the number of people that are reading a book, at least a recommended book every single month. And we always say, even if you're not a good fast reader, at least 15 minutes a day, read something, a good book that helps you develop to become a good reader. And of course, the number of people in events, that equates to the health and growth of your group. Now, there's so many things that we could talk about, but the two things that you should really be good at in this business, guess what? It's not about doing a perfect presentation or a very good presentation. The two things that you should really be good at is, number one, selling the dream, and number two, selling your events. Now, I'll share you a quick story and then I'll wrap up with this. Now, this is the story that a Chinese guy that came to an event, and he was just he was in that event as just a photographer to take pictures of the people that have invited him to come. And he heard on stage a couple that's basically just telling their story. And understand, this Chinese man didn't know much English, but he just knew that almost everyone in the room of about 2,500 people, because this is a convention, even though he didn't understand much, almost all of them were crying. So even though he didn't understand what was being shared much, he felt it. He knew that there was something that was so important that's being shared. And 9 months, about a year after that convention, guess what? That Chinese guy ends up parking or driving down the hotel entrance in his Mercedes, and he goes and says, Cha Monk, Emily Monk. And we were like, because we just crossed the entrance as well, and we had to turn around because, even though we didn't understand it, he was actually trying to call us, Cha Monk. And we had to turn, and, we just knew that he had a special pin. We didn't know him, but he had a special pin. And only to find out that that photographer was him on the convention before that, heard our story, and even though he didn't know much, but he knew there was something so important. And from that day on, he said, okay, I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go after this. And in basically less than a year, he went up as part of the top ranks in that company. And that's what I say, the only things that you need to be good at after all these things that we've talked about is two things. You need to be able to sell the dream and sell your events, sell your functions. See, the thing is, You can't sell it if you don't have it, right? You can't sell it. You can't sell that you something that you don't have. So what is it here in the vibe business? What is it that you have been basically resolved to be able to achieve, come hell or high water? What are you going to do to go after your dreams through this business? What are you going to do? What is that dream that you want to be able to achieve? Who do you want to become? Um, in business or in front of the people's eyes, who do you want to be once? What is that dream that drives you, right? And again, you can't tell people to come to events, whether it's a challenge party or an NFT or a leadership training or a corporate event, if you're not going to be there. And so being in a meeting gives all your senses overdrive stimulation. They see, they hear, they can talk to the people, they can touch that person. It can be real to them, right? So the functions can do so much more for you than just trying to have that person, get out of his behind and do something. So that those are some of the things that you really need to be good at. And therefore, part of our project is, again, like what I've said, stick with the game plan, just become better in implementing it day in and day out. And so part of becoming better in implementing the game plan day in and day out is increasing your numbers of the people that you are exposing to the system that we have. Tapes, books, and function. Well, tapes, T, because during that time it's T, but maybe we can do C now because it's CDs. So, or maybe iPods, whatever, but you know what I mean, the things that you listen to, right? TBF, because that's really the way for you to become free, to be free in this business. You have to be able to have this mind so clear-cut focus in what you want to do, regardless of the people that's trying to say it's not gonna work, right? You have to be able to say, well, that's what you think, but this is where I'm going. And most of the people that are successful usually goes the other way anyway, right? So why will you go that 90% that's taking 10% of the wealth? Be part of the 10% that owns 90% of the wealth. And you could do that with network marketing for a simple investment of $500 to $1,000, and the rest of your investment is actually just your effort to go out there and become who you wanted to be through this amazing world of network marketing. Amazing and crazy at the same time, but it's really you will know what I mean once you get to that point of somebody telling you it's because of you that I am here today. Just about a month ago, I received a text message from a Facebook message, actually from a former associate, and again, just thanking us out of the blue, just thanking us, saying, Charles and Emily, I just wanted to thank you for what you have done for my life, and we're in separate ways now, but she's happy where she's at, she's doing well, and that's because we have implemented something that we knew worked, that have changed her, and that's why we are sticking with the game plan, and we're just going to get better at implementing it and implementing it day in and day out. And that's how I really want to encourage you to incorporate the 2015 enhancement of the Vi business with what we are doing. So stick with the game plan. Thanks so much. And I think we're going to have about 5-minute break, and we're going to go bring in our next speaker. So 5 minutes, everyone. All right, 2 minutes, everybody. 2 more minutes, and we'll get started.
Hello, everybody. We're back. We hope you had a good 5-minute break. Han, I want to thank you for that great session. I want to encourage you guys to go back, relook over those notes. I know that you will retain it the more you see it, the more you read it. And we're going to go on a second session. And it was my privilege about 4.5 months ago to meet this young guy in Toronto, Canada, through a mutual friend that I had in New Brunswick. It was Andrew Makatangai, and we got him down to Houston through a divine set of intervention events. And we got back, and Andrew had been very, very successful in the world of financial planning with WFG. Basically, he was living off of his royalty incomes for over 4 years, riding his bike, enjoying his kids, enjoying his wife, and growing a little bit bigger as he did. And we sat down, and he started on the 17th of September, and he really challenged me with a question. He said, Charles, can I really replace my royalty incomes that I'm getting now with this opportunity? I said, absolutely. He said, how quickly? I said, well, it depends on how quick you build with me, how teachable you are. I would say conservatively 4 to 6 months. And after 25 years of network marketing, 18 and a half years full-time, I can honestly say Andrew is one of the top 5 teachable people I have ever worked with. Literally, as we began that build on September 17th, if I would say jump, he would simply say how high. And he hit Rising Star in 26 hours. He got into his BMW in 12 days. His wife got in 28 days. And went Indy in short 38 days. He will be crossing the finish line to presidential in March, and when we're in April in Fort Lauderdale, he'll be walking across that stage as a brand new presidential director, holding up that big $10,000 bonus check, which will be very, very exciting. But as we were putting this LT together, we brought Andrew in because he has had years of experience on the subject that he's going to be talking about today. Actually, when he immigrated to Canada, he was involved in going door-to-door prospecting for business and actually got to a 6-digit a month income by that. So he's a prospecting expert. And so we're going to bring Andrew in all the way from Ajax, Ontario today. Andrew, we're going to put the PowerPoint on. Take it away, buddy. We're very proud of you. You look really good.
Thank you very much, Charles. Well, it's actually really a privilege to actually be out. More or less talking to a lot of you. I'm actually just looking at the people that are actually attending, and I'm actually really surprised, to see as many of you, because I know it is really a lazy Saturday, if I may. But you guys have taken the time out to actually be with us and getting trained on how to really build your VI business. I have been more or less blessed in having Charles and Emily in my life not too long ago, and I'm pretty sure you pretty much could say the same thing, because again, these are the 2 people in which I know are very dedicated in as far as helping all of us. And I'm really excited to, just help you as well in as far as going through. In as far as my experience, as Charles already mentioned, I've actually been, I've lived in Canada now for about 17 years. Coming from a background of hotel and restaurant management, my wife is actually graduating from a medical field as a medical doctor, but didn't really get a chance to practice her, I guess, her trade. That's the reason why when we came here, we somewhat just was looking for something different. And thankfully, we were actually led by God to, do things in which we never thought we were able to do. I did door-to-door canvassing for about 5 years, and at the same time, I've actually also been with World Financial Group for about 13, and I'm actually really excited about that. And that's where, Charles asked me to talk to you guys about recruiting and prospecting. I'm somewhat, blessed that I've actually been working with the previous company, WFG, for that long, because again, it has really given me a lot of materials and tools that I could literally share with you guys, and that's where I'm actually going to be taking what it is that I actually wanted to talk to you guys about. I've actually done that business for some time, and my very first six-figure income didn't come from World Financial Group. It came from the door-to-door business. But WFG really taught me on how to run a business. It really taught me on how to do the day-to-day operation, and as far as really motivating, inspiring, and helping others to really get to their to reach their goals. And I'm actually somewhat privileged that some of those people are still with me in Visalis, and I really would like to commend all those people that we've been talking to. And again, there's a lot more that actually are coming very, very soon. So again, to get started, again, I could not really take all the credit, and as far as the training that I'm actually here to share with you guys, because I got it from our Bible in WFG. One of the best mentors that I've actually had is a person named Swan Win. Swan actually has been in the financial services industry for almost 30 years. And I believe that he actually is one of the best builders that I've actually have come across. His organization spans pretty much across the globe, but very limited. Well, if I can say, he's only in Canada, US, the Philippines, Taiwan, and China, and then I guess that's about it. Not comparing to what our two mentors that we have. Emily and Charles have been in 23 countries. So, and as far as that span, and as far as number of distributors that have been built, I can honestly say that Charles and Emily has actually have more. But in as far as knowledge, I'm pretty sure it's actually going to be very, very much, if not the same, similar. The reason is because Swan Win is actually making, I would say, anywhere between about 12 million to about 15 million a year. So he's making approximately about $1 million a month. And the reason for that is, again, being in the financial services industry has a lot of perks. But that being said, there's a lot of things in which I'm pretty sure you could learn, and I actually just want to share. He wrote a book called The System Builder, and I'm hoping that it's something which all of you can also learn from. So I'm just going to touch on it as far as what he's actually impressed on me, and as far as what I can really talk to you guys about. It's actually about recruiting. In the very first, I guess, portion of my slide, I'm going to just touch on the secret of success is not in your luck or talent or lack of talent. It is having many talented people working with you and for you. You have a chance to bring in not only hundreds but thousands of people working in your organization. That's actually an example in which I know our two great mentors, Emily and Charles. They have actually in their previous build in 7 years, they had put in about 125 people in total. That 125 people turned into 250,000 distributors in 23 countries. And that's the reason why you need to really focus in as far as recruiting. Prospecting and recruiting on a day-to-day basis is a must in all of us. Okay? This is where extraordinary people can do extraordinary things. Focus on prospecting, focus on recruiting. Your dreams can definitely come true. All right, so going on to the recruiting mentality, Emily, if you don't mind just moving the slide for me on the next. It is hard to describe something as abstract as mentality. No less on recruiting mentality. The more I try to describe it, the more I deviate from the real meaning. Okay, I know here in Canada we are half French, or there's a lot of French people. In French, they say, I don't know how to read this, trahir, c'est trahir, which means to translate is to betray. For example, how do you define love? Can you guys actually define love? Can you explain a song? Can you describe air? Can you show water to fish? How about what it means to be a parent? You probably can never do that. You can talk about it. You can hear some experiences about it, but you would never fully. Yes.
I'm just fixing to make sure that we're catching your slide here. So.
Yes. Just actually go on to the next slide, which is actually recruiting mentality.
Yes.
Okay. You're actually on the very first one. Still. All right. You can talk about it. You can hear some of the experience about it, but you would never fully know. You will never fully know it until you live it and do it. Okay. Understand, recruiting are the lifeline of your business. No recruits on your organization, you pretty much are dead, like a body locking air. Without recruits, there will be no meetings. There's no one-on-one trainings. There's no field training, no sales, no money, no promotions, no hope, no dreams, no mission. Without recruits, you are in a state of coma. Next slide, please. Recruiting is a state of urgency and emergency. Business opportunities and a sense of urgency always go together. You must be excited. Either you infect them with your enthusiasm and inject them with your crusade, or they will reject you and eject you. So excitement is a must. Excitement is something that you definitely need to have. Excitement creates curiosity. Enthusiasm breeds confidence. Set yourself on fire with enthusiasm. When people come to watch you burn, recruit them. 90% of recruiting is being excited. Nobody would listen or follow to a non-excited person. Your excitement comes from the belief of your mission, of doing great things and to help people, and faith that you will win. Understand, guys, that we have a product that works. I'm actually one that I can honestly say that I used to I thought that I was actually having a healthy lifestyle. I never really thought that actually having a healthy lifestyle comes in with what you eat. And unfortunately for myself, I love to eat. I love to actually eat to the point where I actually got to the weight of 255 pounds. I'm only about 5'7.5", 5'8". So having that extra baggage of weight is something in which I've been carrying around for a long, long time. When I met Charles, I was having, I live an active lifestyle. I ride bikes. I pretty much brag and boast that the longest ride that I've ever done is actually from my house in Ajax, Ontario, all the way to Niagara Falls, which is about 185 kilometers. But you know what? I believe that our product is one of the main reasons why I am successful. Because again, we got a product from 255 pounds, and I'm pretty sure Charles will more or less have shown you some of the pictures that I've had. When I actually first got started, this is something which I know the product got me to where I have lost almost 40 pounds. My wife has lost almost 25 pounds. So I know I got nothing else but full belief that our product really works. Well, aside from that, we got about 3 million people that have already gone through more or less a transformation. So you definitely, if you don't believe in our product, I don't know what else we can tell you. Everything that actually have been discussed and been mentioned, I don't think really will help you anymore, because I believe that you need to really know that our mission, in as far as helping people live and eat the way they should, is it. Okay, because again, that's the one that's going to get them healthy. That's the one that's going to prolong their life. That's the one who's going to really get them to really where they want to be. Even if they have all this money in the world, without their health, none of that means anything. Okay? All right, next slide, Emily. You must be in a hurry. You must always be on the run. When you talk on the phone, don't sit. Stand up and walk around. Smile. Okay? Again, I know it's something that is hard, especially that when you're actually on the phone, it's only you that's pretty much portraying yourself and seeing yourself. But you know what? It is actually where, when you are excited on the phone, people can really sense that. Okay? When you drop by, there's actually, for people that you got nothing really to do, go to your friend's house. Drop by, stop by. Tell them that you have a limited amount of time, that you got to get to the next appointment as fast as you can, that they won't be there, that you won't be there for long. When you do the meetings, tell them that you wish you had more time. This thing that we're doing moves very, very fast. When you talk to your team, tell them you can't wait to run. If you can run and smile at the same time, you definitely understand what it is that we're trying to do, and that is recruit people. All right? When people are actually seeing you with that big smile in your face, you guys know that that's actually something that people will tend to get attracted to. Usually, what do people do when you see them, when you actually are smiling at them? They actually smile back right away. You guys agree? I'm pretty sure that that's something in which is actually very easy. So when you're actually just out there prospecting, or maybe even to the point of recruiting, you know, show those pearly whites. Because again, it's something that is people will really pick up on. Okay. All right. This is something that I just wanted to really also make you guys realize, because again, this is something that I abide with. You got to be running every morning. A gazelle wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be killed. Every morning that a lion wakes up, it knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you should be running. Okay. So and again, I know we got to just somehow talk about the sense of urgency of recruiting, and as far as the sense of urgency, and as far as prospecting. This past week, as far as our team, we've actually had a lot of people in our leadership, in our regional directors and above, that are actually just talking about, okay, we got to get fresh blood. We got to do this now to replace more or less the deadbeats, the ones that actually have gone to Siberia. Bottom line, guys, again, if you are not looking for new people every single day, then I don't know where your business will be in the next 2 weeks, in the next month, in the next 3 months. Understand that prospecting and recruiting is the key to each one of our success. Okay? Next slide, Emily. The law of averages and the law of numbers. We are in the numbers business. The law of averages must be observed. If you flip a coin one time, you may get one head or one tail. If you flip a coin 3 times, you may get all 3 heads or all 3 tails. But if you flip a coin 10 times or more, you definitely would get some heads or some tails. All right, likewise. If you talk to one person, you may get a yes or a no. If you talk to 3 people, you may get all 3 no's or all 3 yeses. But if you talk to 10 people or more, you will get some yeses and some no's. There's nothing wrong whenever you actually get a no. Because again, I'm pretty sure you've already been told so many times that no is not necessarily a no. It is not yet. It's not the right time. There may be some other time. And I'll give you a perfect example of that. Okay? My brother, Charles, and myself have been trying to recruit this guy from the time I actually signed up. Charles even actually got on the phone with me on numerous occasions just trying to get this guy to join us. And guess what? He never did. He actually was one of those. His background, he was a credit investigator for one of the biggest banks in Los Angeles, California, for the United States. That's Wells Fargo. And actually what he did, as soon as I actually spoke to him about the business, he did just like what anybody would do, and that is check us out. And guess what he found? A lot of negative things and a lot of positive things as well. And unfortunately for this guy, he was actually just beginning to question, did I actually make the right call in as far as when I first joined the business? And the truth of the matter is, well, I actually had Charles with me, and he never really had an opportunity to sit down with Charles, to really get to know Charles, know the background of Charles, spend as much time as I did with Charles. And again, I'm pretty sure the way I actually talk about Charles, you know that I'm excited whenever Charles is around. But anyway, so in essence, I just wanted to let you know that my brother somewhat for the first 3.5 months said, no, I'm not ready. Now is not the right time. He came to my house in Christmas. And this is where he was actually beginning to get curious as to what the hell's going on. Excuse the French. You are driving 2 brand new BMWs? What are you doing? And as soon as I actually picked him up in the airport with his family, with the cars, he was like, wow, whatever it is that you actually told me is for real. And guess what happened? Towards New Year's, he is actually one of my newest recruits, together with his wife, together with a cousin as well who actually joined. And that's the reason why I'm excited to actually go to Los Angeles, because again, I'm actually looking forward in as far as building that part of our business as well. Okay? So I just wanted to let you know, no is not no, it is not the right time. Talk to many people many times. Even if you talk to one person, talk to him many times. If you talk to him one time, he may say no. If you talk to him 3 or 4 times, he may still say no. But if you could keep him talking to him, he may say yes someday. That's one of the reasons why, again, same example that I had. My brother said no to me numerous times, and I'm pretty sure Charles have already also told you the story that I probably have said 20 no's to Charles from the very first time that he actually first talked to me. That day on September 11th, 2014, the very first phone conversations. Together with my wife, I have said maybe multiply that 20 by 2, because again, that's 2 people, right? But at the end of the day, Charles was just persistent. And because of that, that kind of led the way for me to actually go to Houston. And from there, it's all history. Remember, it's a numbers business. The more you talk, the more contact, the more chances you will have on getting a yes. All right, next slide, please. Recruit how or why. Okay? If you have a big enough why, you will figure out how. One of the most frequently asked questions in this business is, how do I recruit? How do I prospect? We have classes and training on how to do the prospect list, how to make contact, how to drop by, how to do trainings, how to invite. But all of these house sessions does not matter. Maybe 10%. If you want to be successful doing something, especially recruiting, you don't need a lot of know-how. You need why. You gotta have really the main reasons why you are doing this business. And for me personally, I know Charles and Emily have gone through in our NFTs, going through our dream list. I'm hoping that all of you have already gone through that exercise. Because again, it is really the real reason why and how we will progress. I know for some of my teammates, they have tried it and they have probably gone and written it down together with their spouse and their children. But I'm hoping that all of us will really be actually doing that. That is one of the best exercise that I have personally done for myself together with my family. Okay? So it is not necessarily how to go about it. It is why you're going to do it. All right? Recruiting is 90% why and only 10% how. For example, if you decide to make a special offer, that if anyone recruits 10 people in 30 days, you will promote them to regional director or national director. If this was the case, most people would qualify for regional director in less than a month. In fact, some of them will qualify in a few days. So although people may not know how, the reason why to become a regional director was a strong enough reason that they would go out and do it, whether they knew how to do it or not. Another example, let's say we guarantee an income of $100,000 per year. If you personally recruit 5 people each month for the next 12 months, if that was true, we would be long line of people signing up for this opportunity. You guys agree? I do. All right. Why do you do the business? Write down the top 10 reasons why you do this business. Write down the things that you want to accomplish so badly in your life, just like the exercise that Charles and Emily have already taught us to do. The reasons that will change your life and the lives of your loved ones. Reasons like providing for your kids, buying your dream home, taking your parents on a vacation of a lifetime. One of my top 10 reasons when I joined the business was to retire my wife from her job, something I wanted since I got married. Well, for myself, that's one of the biggest reasons. And it's funny that Swan actually wrote this down, because for me, one of the biggest reasons, and I know Charles knows about this, is that I want my wife to come in full-time with me in this business. The reason is she's actually involved in mortgage. And in her business, I have seen her wake up in the middle of the night, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, tossing and turning, because again, she's trying to really figure out on how to help a client. Okay? I see her go through stress on a day-to-day basis, right? There will be times where I am not able to even talk to her because of that kind of stress that she's actually having. But I actually am thankful to have found this business, and I told her, as soon as I get to the point where I'm actually making the same amount of money that you are, all right, I want you to somehow put your mortgage business on a part-time, okay? And we will focus on this business full-time. And actually, she's very excited in as far as doing that. And I'm pretty sure Charles can tell you a lot of stories about me and my wife's discussion, because I know he's been a part of a lot of that. Okay. If these reasons are really important to you, you will prospect. You will talk to people. Okay? You will do whatever it takes to succeed. All the no's won't affect you much because your reasons are stronger. If the reason is strong enough, you will definitely find a way. All right. This is actually a poem that my previous mentor wrote, and it's actually talking about recruits solve all problems of the business. Okay? And I hope you can bear with me. And it's funny because the very first time I heard this, the person who sponsored me with that previous build was actually Korean. And unfortunately, the way he would pronounce his R's are actually with an L. So I'm going to just put a little bit of spice to it. All right? And actually, this is how he would sound to me when he would be reading this portion of the book. When you have no problems, leklut. When you have no money, leklut. When you have no momentum, leklut. When you're frustrated with your team, leklut. When your team doesn't recruit, leklut. When your team doesn't sell, leklut. When your team complains, leklut. When your team loses the dream, leklut. When your team has no excitement, leklut. When your team misses a meeting, leklut. When the market drops, leklut. When somebody quits, leklut. When the big star disappears, leklut. When you're feeling down, leklut. When you think about your family, leklut. When you help somebody, leklut. When you want to be somebody, leklut. When you want to be at a party, leklut. When you want to go shopping, leklut. When the car breaks down, leklut. When you get a traffic ticket, leklut. When you go to the dentist, leklut. When you want to win, recruit. And when your team wants to win, recruit. You recruit and recruit and recruit, and it solves all of your problems.
That's
All right, next slide, please.
beautiful.
Recruit quantity.
Mm-mm.
One recruit a day keeps poverty away. You guys agree? I totally do. I was actually taught by Charles. All right, that you actually recruit to prosper in the buy business at least 1 to 3 every month, because that's actually going to generate the money that you make for profit. At the same time, you also want to be generating recruits for stability in your team. And I was going through how deep I am in as far as my team. I am approximately close to 30 generations deep already in a very short period of time of 4.5 months. Because again, I am always after recruiting. I know, in the very first 4.5 months, again, this is maybe to some of you negative, but to me, this is what I truly believe in. One of my guys, Ray Aguilar, does the same thing. Okay? We believe in recruiting as opposed to selling. Again, not that I'm saying that selling is bad. I'm just saying that I personally would rather have a recruit than a personal sales. With the first 4.5 months of my build with ViSalus, I have just been focusing on personal recruiting. Okay? That's just me. That's just the way I look at it. But I also understood that for me to also show an example for my team, I cannot just be recruiting, and forgetting about also more or less the retail aspect of our business and having customers. So finally, for the month of January, I finally got my very first 3 for free for the month of February. So I'm actually excited about that, okay?
Yeah.
So recruiting quantity is something that definitely will help you, okay? So who do we actually recruit? Number one, warm market. Recruit people that are friends, relatives, and co-workers. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you, that's the very first people that you approach. Now, as I already said, as an example, my brother was the very first negative person that I came across. And you know what? I just shrugged it off, moved on. And then Charles is actually like, what's wrong with your brother? He keeps on asking me. That's my brother. But in any case, I'm actually somewhat also excited because, again, I never gave up on my brother. I'm actually excited to having him as part of my team now. Your natural market helps you get started. You can quickly get to your top 25 names in the market, qualify them for the first 5, and drop by to do the presentations and invite them for trainings for our NFTs. You can recruit 3 in 30 days. You qualify for RD if you really do this. In essence, if you do 3 in 30 days, in fact, with all the changes that have happened, okay, we now want you to focus on 7 days. With the examples that we've set, with the Kuras, with Lorenzo, with Alfie. Now we have the team in Saskatoon with Wendy, and now with the other team of Charles. You're actually all seeing that if you actually focus, and as far as you're recruiting 3 in 7 days, you definitely become a rising star director. And at the same time, the money that you make. Funny thing is, with my previous build, you cannot make money without a license. They ask you to recruit, and you go out and recruit, and guess what happens? You do not make any money for recruiting. Okay? And that's one of the main reasons why I am so glad that I made that transition, because again, every single recruit that I've actually put in as far as the ViSalus build, I have made money. Okay? And that's why it's really, really exciting. All right.
Also, maybe that's a good thing.
Okay. Your warm market is sometimes not that warm. They can give you a lot of negativity, and you tend to take it personally. That's one advice in which I could honestly say, never ever take those types of negativity and make it personal, because again, it is not personal. I've actually had one of my teammates, the third recruit that I've had.
Okay.
This is an example in which Charles was there. Came on board, got excited. We started actually going through more or less the training, going out, and as far as we didn't even get a chance to do a presentation for any of the people that she had, because on the second, third day, she said, "I can't do this. I quit." Okay, and it's true. At the end of the day, I kind of just said, you know what? You're a friend. Our friendship is more important to me than being in business. At the end of the day, I would rather that we keep our friendship. And if this is not something that you can pursue, I don't have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, we are still friends to this day. I have never took it personally. And guess what? It's funny because, again, I see them at the gym on a regular basis. And they have seen the transformation that have happened with our lives and as far as our own physical bodies and the way we've actually been blessed and the gifts that we've actually been given. So, again, never take anything personal. Also, lukewarm market. Recruit acquaintances, referrals, people you meet, people you come across every day, people you do business with, your customer, salesperson, a friend of a friend, technician across the hall, etc., etc. You may know hundreds of these people. You can also get referrals from these people. These people are the backbone of your prospect list. These are the market that you want to go to work with every day. And every new names in the prospect list, make contact, build relationships, send brochures, drop off a book, whatever. The prospect list of your teammates can also be from the lukewarm market. With this list, you should never run out of places to go and to call. Funny thing for myself, I actually have started now to build deep, mainly because of the contacts of my people. Again, I have made myself available about, I would say, 70% of the time. And Charles taught me this. And this is something which just literally sunk, not too long ago. Charles said to me, focus your time 70% of the time to your people. 30% of the time to your own personal growth, to your own personal recruits, to your own personal sales. And since I've actually made that adjustment, I've actually found that it's actually really true. It's actually exciting. Okay? At the same time, cold market. You can recruit strangers by looking up people in the telephone list, knocking on people's doors, running into people in the shopping malls. Anybody. But of course, it's a cold market. So you don't necessarily more or less expect much from that. For myself, and that's where, again, Charles have actually asked me to talk to you guys about prospecting. Okay. I bought a car from the dealership here in Ajax about 4.5 months or 4 months ago. And the funny thing is, I'm in that dealership at least once or twice a week. Okay? And I actually just talk to people that are actually having their car serviced. I go there because, again, I'm actually lucky to have one of the dealerships that I deal with having a free car wash. So I'm there every week. I get to wash 2 cars. So I actually have spoken to more or less most of the salespeople, most of the service, the service advisors, and most especially the car owners themselves. So that's where I actually get about 2-3 brand new names every single time I'm out there. Okay? And again, have I actually had any luck in as far as finding people? Well, the person who I actually sold me the car has joined our team. He's actually one that became very good friends with me. All right. The odds of recruiting these people are slim. Then again, you never know. Swan actually came from the cold market. The person who recruited him met him in a building without even knowing him, and that actually turned out to be one of the best cold market recruits, because again, this person became one of the biggest guys, not just in multi-level marketing, but in the entire financial service industry. All right, the market is ready for recruiting, okay? And I want you guys to start writing this, all right? Who do you need to recruit? All right, number 1, baby boomers. Number 2, Generation X. Number 3, younger generation or the Generation Y. Number 4, the employed. Number 5, the unemployed, okay? All right, the employed, they should consider a second career. The unemployed, they definitely need to check out a new career. The underemployed, this can be the answer for them. That's number 6. Number 7, the ambitious. Our opportunity will give them a chance to build a big business. Number 8, dissatisfied. We can show them the way out. Number 8, the financial industry people. This is actually people in the same field as I was. Okay. Number 9, the non-financial industry people. Number 10, the professional and the entrepreneurs. They cannot miss the best opportunity of a lifetime. You guys agree? I do. The day shifter, the night shifter, the odd hour shifter. They should shift to no shift careers. They can take control of their time. The only thing that they need to do is to shift to a higher gear in their life. Where am I? Number 11, the desperate. The business can give them hope. Number 12, the confused. This can be the system that they can follow. The system that we have works. That's already generated just in our organization, just in the last 4.5 months, 11 regional director. Okay? The dreamer and the mover and the shaker. They can build it big, impact tens of thousands of people, and make a difference in the world. The men and women of mission. Okay? These are some things that people can definitely believe in. The unrecognized and unappreciated. Here they can be somebody, they can be proud and successful, they can be on top of the world. Get excited. This will fit their character. The shy, they can learn to overcome the shyness and gain confidence. The highly educated, they won't be trapped by their degrees. How many people do you know that have actually have their degrees and couldn't find work? The less educated, they won't be handicapped by their lack of education. Here they can earn through their efforts, not by their intelligence. Okay? The optimistic, here they can help people. The worried, they can build something solid and secure. The risk taker, how can they build? Okay, how can they build it big? The timid, we will be there for them. The strong, this will test their strength and leadership ability. The weak, here we work together as a team. The married, they do this for their family. Okay?
It's gonna be enough.
People, they have plenty of time. Salespeople, can they sell the business? Can they sell something bigger than just products and service? People who are afraid of selling. People who like change. People who do not like change.
5-star best.
Which I am actually really looking for and going after. The rich. They could set a good example and share what they know.
15 minutes for something that's important to talk about, right?
I'm sorry?
Oh.
You're good, Andrew.
You're good, Andrew. Oh, I didn't know that.
It's all right. Okay. The middle North American. All right. So these are the types of people that we need to be actually going after. All right. But I just wanted to actually put it in perspective. Okay. Your priority in as far as your recruiting and as far as your prospecting, number one, you got to definitely be in. You got to recruit yourself. You know that for a fact, that you must have probably just signed that piece of paper that said, I'm in. This is it. I'm going to do it. But you never really have somewhat did anything. You're still somewhat, you know, wary. You're somewhat still questioning. You're still probably, you know, just trying to figure this out. Okay? One thing in which I actually have learned over the years is just listen to the person who knows how to get it done. We got two of the best people that already have 25 or 18 years of experience together and 25 years of more or less just doing this right. Okay, these folks, Charles and Emily, have are millionaires and have made millionaires under them. And there's no other way in which I know for a lot of you, you know them, you get the chance to spend time with them. And again, it is actually just you being coachable and actually just doing what it is. So you got to really recruit yourself into this. Number two, one of the biggest, I guess, observations that I've seen, and as far as the people that are actually really moving, are the ones that have their spouses with them in this build, in this business. In fact, for anything that they do, if you do not have your spouse, not that I'm saying for those who are single, you need to find a spouse, but for those who are actually married, your spouse needs to be a part of this. You got to definitely focus on making sure she understands why, it takes that you actually will be home midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I know. I mean, if you actually look at the way Charles has lived his life just in the short time that he has actually been with us here in Canada. I probably spent more time with Charles in the last 4.5 months than Emily. Okay, but it's mainly because Emily is in it. Emily's actually done the business, and again, those people that are leading with me in the front, I know for a fact, 9 out of 10, it is mainly because they have their spouse. Okay? So, from there, you definitely can recruit anybody. Because again, whatever happens, whatever people say, if people actually somehow are negative and as far as uh, giving you feedback about what we do, it doesn't make any difference. Because what matters is you, what matters is your spouse, what matters is your family. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Charles. And I'm looking forward, and I hope that I actually have given you enough time. And that's pretty much what I got.
Thanks so much, Andrew. I was just making a comment to Emily as you were going through these last points. Over the last 16 months, we've been in several RSTs, NSTs for the company that were very good. And there were many, many sessions on the subject that you did today, done by 5-star ambassadors, Andrew. Yours topped them all. It was absolutely excellent. My congratulations.
That's actually what you heard on the background. Comment. We're so excited about what you're teaching us. So that's really what you heard.
Congratulations, Andrew. Thanks for sharing, everybody. That's 2 out of 3.
I guess give a silent clap because you guys we can't hear you guys, but give a silent clap for Andrew right there. Woo!
Great job, Andrew. Everybody, we're going to give a 5-minute break before I take you into the last session of the day. So please take a stretch, get a drink, do whatever you need to the next 5 minutes, and we will come back. Go. Salmon. June and Gloria, can you mute yourself, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mute and go off your video. We'll bring you in a
Tita
minute. That's Gloria. Gloria, can you take out your video for right now, please?
Turn it off, Tita Glo. There's icon on top of the screen, so you can where is it? It's at the bottom, so you can personally do the turning off, because I think you're on mobile, so we won't have access to control it from our end. So please do so. Okay, so I guess we're ready to get started for our last session here, everybody. Let me get our video back on, and it's always a privilege to be teaching with my husband right here, and I don't know, I couldn't tell if it's nice to just be sitting with him and going to be listening to him, or just watching over, standing on stage. But either way, I'm always just a proud woman to just see him touch people's lives. And yes, like what Andrew have shared, it's probably the past few months he spent more away than with us, but um, we know what it takes to build a business like this. I always say it's always just a temporary sacrifice for a lifetime of gain, and our kids understand that as well. And so we're just really excited to just go out there and help so many people turn their lives around, because we know that we have a wonderful vehicle here with a Vibe business, and it's just a matter of time that we will be in cruise control. That's what again is amazing about this opportunity. We can basically have birthdays every day, and still be able to see our business grow leaps and bounds. And speaking of leaps and bounds, Charles is going to go and share with us 3 and 7 is definitely like heaven. And I tell you, he's so excited about this session that we already turned our lights off, and he's still talking. He's saying that I think we really got in the zone. And I tell you, if Charles is excited about this one, you guys be ready to buckle up, because now with all the changes that they have put together, that Vi have put together, and again, understanding numbers and how we could work this compensation plan, and with the system that we have in our previous business before, in just a matter of how many months was it? 2 months, because we have implemented a program that coincides with the marketing plan, understanding what's there, and basically milking that compensation plan to our advantage from 2 million points in basically in 4 million in just 2 months. So we doubled our business in just 2 months time. And Charles was telling me last night, this is not even near to what we had before. It's just so much more with what he's gonna go and share. And so buckle up, everybody. Just again, have your open mind, open heart, and listen to what he has to say. You may not understand everything, but be excited about it because it's going to change our team and the people that's going to be part of this program in the next few months and the next few years. And equity, here we come. So, Han, take it away.
Han, I'm very, very excited to be sharing this session with you guys. And as Emily and I went through probably the first 9 months of the bill with Visalis, as she shared with you, to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower. And of course, having a lot of years in network marketing before joining Vi, we were always developed into the leadership capabilities that our former companies address us to. Our former companies, even beginning way back in Amway, said the company is there for 3 specific things: to provide you good product, to provide you legal support and ability to grow your business in various places, and to pay your check. It's up for the teams to develop their systems and methodology that will make them work. So coming into Visalis, October of 2013, I so respected Jason and Nick and the accomplishments that they did, that we literally set aside how we have always built. And they have accomplished great, great things in the industry. They set so many records, and we followed through and just came on and did exactly as we were taught. But as we went through those months, from our perspective, we've seen some things that were just not putting the connectors together. And so last summer, early in the summer, probably around May or June, as Emily shared earlier today, we made a decision that we're going to change the way that we built. They're going to put together the way that we always have, a system that we felt we could engage in, duplicate, and build around the world. And as we went through June, July, August in fine-tuning how we were going to do that, we came together with this fresh group in Toronto, and that's where Andrew has run ND. In 38 days, we have 11 RDs in that group. Our Saskatoon is going to be duplicating that, maybe even more, because they're the second group through the system. And now that we have so fine-tuned this with what the company has put together, I feel that we are in a zone. And the only way I could compare that, I was thinking of what illustration I could share with you guys today to compare that. I got to go back to, I think it was sometime in the 1980s when Michael Jordan came on the scene with the Chicago Bulls. And my team, of course, because I was raised south of Cleveland, was the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were good, but they had to deal with Chicago. And I remember there was a 7th game of a playoff going to the Eastern Conference, and they were ready to go into the final stages of the 4th quarter. Cleveland was ahead, and Michael Jordan got in a zone. Wherever he shot that ball, it went in. He could have turned the opposite way, put it over, it still went in. And when I told Emily last night, we're in a zone now as a team. And what we're going to talk about today is 3 and 7, it's like heaven. And what we're going to do is show you how this can literally expand your business so fast. And I'm going to bring in a couple from Ajax, Ontario as well, Gloria and June Cura. Gloria and June started building with us going out of last year. I believe it was in November. We're going to unmute you, June, and see if we can bring you in here. Gloria and June have absolutely no experience in network marketing prior to them joining us with Vi. Can you guys come in? Can you hear me, June?
Yeah, we can hear you, Charles.
Okay, great. June, we were so excited because when you guys came in just as we were launching the Holiday Bonus Bash. No network marketing experience. how quickly did Gloria go Rising Star, and how quickly did you go Rising Star?
My wife, Gloria, joined Project 10 in the first week of November.
Okay.
Actually, my wife joined first and lost 5 pounds in her first week and gained $1,550 in her first week.
By completing the holiday bonus bash, correct?
Yeah. And a week later, our daughter joined as well. And 45 days later, we got our Beamer.
Amazing. And so
yeah,
that's a pretty good deal, losing 5 pounds and gaining $1,500, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I really take my hat off to you guys because you work through some real difficulties. Gloria, as you guys were going through the Christmas month and you were pushing toward your BMW qualification, you had some physical challenges, didn't you?
Yes, I had Bell's palsy while doing the presentation.
And how did you deal with that?
I don't know. I just go
business?
because I'm motivated to do it, and I want to reach that goal before the end of the year.
And it was amazing to watch you. If you're not familiar with Bell's palsy, it's where part of your face can actually almost become drawn and sort of paralyzed. And Gloria, you were amazing. And June, you were amazing. And guys, they joined in November. They got in their BMW qualification in the month of December. When, so many people, once they hit the 20th, it's all vacation time till after the holidays. But see, that means that when you're driven, just like Andrew was talking about earlier, when you know your why, it doesn't matter what the obstacles are, you're going to move through it. And I know you guys are set to go national director in March, and I can't wait to see you guys crossing the stage. Thanks for letting me bring you in today, you guys. And I want to get you guys to get ready for the next 30 minutes or so as we go through the last session today. This last session is what is going to put our team in such a zone that I really believe I cannot even imagine where we're going to be 4 months from now. Emily shared with you when we were in our former build, we were already at a marketplace where we were already $2 million a month in volume in our team. And when we were $2 million a month in volume in our team, something came together with our team and the marketing plan of that company that I knew it would explode. And I called the corporate representatives and I said, you better prepare the products to be online because we are going to double our production in the next 60 days. Now, think of it, you guys, going from 2 million to 4 million in 60 days. He looked at me and he thought that I was absolutely insane. But they followed our direction. Actually, they air shipped product into the Philippines. We went over 4.2 million in less than 60 days because we found a zone that was super simple that everybody could focus on. And ladies and gentlemen, it is not near as lucrative as what the 3 and 7 Just Like Heaven program is for our team. That's what we need to eat, breathe, sleep, go to the washroom, wake up, shower. 3 and 7 is just like heaven. And we're going to talk about how we will duplicate that in this team. And actually, we were the ones that started this whole process of even the company going toward the holiday bonus bash because of what happened with Andrew. As we were building that Toronto team, we got calls from our upline and from corporate because we were breaking rising stars all in less than 7 days. And as we were breaking them in less than 7 days, we got a call and everybody was asking us, what are you guys doing? And I said, real simple. When we bring somebody in, this is a process we go through and we break them one after another, after another, after another. And so as we got into December and they launched the holiday bonus bash, It was amazing to see what happened. And so hold your horses and take good notes, because we're going to begin to go through what will make this literally explode for our team in the next 90 to 120 days. I know, without confidence, because as I was sharing with Emily last night, it was so hard for me to get to sleep. When I told her we are in a zone, we are there, guys. And you may not understand, you got to trust me on this. If you follow through with this, with total dedication in the next 90 days, your team will literally explode. And we're going to talk about how we duplicate. It's all about duplication. And it's not about putting people just in videos. It's about caring for your people. You know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So we're going to review what the whole process of duplication is. When we bring a new promoter into our team, we will do it for them. We will show them how to do the presentation, how to do everything within our system. As we do it for them, then I do it for you, with you. In other words, for instance, with Andrew, a great example. I was doing the presentation for him, and then we began to share it as a team. We began to share the slides. And for most of your people, getting into step 2 may be a little bit difficult. But that's why you being right by their side, holding their hand, giving them the encouragement they could do it. Because like Emily told you in our first session, all you got to do is read the slide. So you begin by doing it for that new promoter. Then you do it with them. And then you do it with me. In other words, they're going to begin to take the lead. And you as the promoter is the support base for that person. And let me share with you guys, usually a new promoter is going to feel rather uncomfortable in this first process. That's normal. I want you guys to write this statement down. A leader leads people where they have never been before. And understand, when someone sells out to the dreams of what we have with the Vi World Changers team, and they want to make abnormal money, to make abnormal money, you got to do abnormal things. And to be able to do abnormal things, you have to have an abnormal person to teach you how to do those abnormal things. So it's going to be normal that new promoter is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. So you're going to help them step by step. And then all of a sudden, they do it with us. Now they're taking the lead. You're seeing them go through the whole presentation. You're seeing them beginning to close, so that as you begin them through this process, then that new promoter can do it. They can duplicate. They can take that new star promoter that they have brought in, and they can do the same thing you did. Understand, it's not about going out and sponsoring 20 people. It's about putting your efforts into people in which you can duplicate with. That's very, very, very important. And remember, your expectation draws what you desire and are committed to. Actually, Andrew, without even knowing my slide presentation, he already expounded on this. You know, it's your expectation that will draw you to the things that you want. We become a magnet for what we expect to happen within our lives. And if you come into the business and you expect to go ambassador in 20 years, good luck. But if you come in with high expectations, and you come in with high expectations for those team members who are committed, you're going to draw that which you want. So everything we do as a team right now is very simple. 3 and 7 is just like heaven. When you bring that new promoter in as a star or as an EPS, you got to help them understand that that's where we're going. And the RAS is called the reticular activating system. You can research this. It's an amazing dynamic. It's a part of our brain. The reticular activating system, as researchers have found, is a part of our brain that makes us sensitive to things that are around us. Let me give you an example. Maybe you wanted to have a bright green Visalis colored Volkswagen, because you've never seen a bright green Visalis colored Volkswagen. And so you have this special Vi green Volkswagen ordered. You've never seen one in your life. Now you go and pick it up. As you're driving it home, guess what you're going to see? Somewhere there's another Vi green Volkswagen coming down the other side of the street, because that's what your reticular activating system has already been programmed for. So when you program yourself that you are going to build your business on a 7-day run with everybody that comes in here that's ready to go, that's what you're going to draw to you. And you're going to draw the people that are ready for that. Now, 3 key points in your presentation, because we're going to take you through this. It's so important. You got to be excited. If you're going to run a rising star in 7 days or less, you do not do it by being bored. You don't do it by being shy. You got to be excited. You got to live, you got to breathe, you got to eat what we're doing in this build. And you guys, we are set to impact the world like no other company in our industry is set to impact the world. That's exciting. And if you guys had the cure for cancer today, you would be excited to share that. Well, we got the cure for obesity. We got the cure for childhood obesity. We have a mission that we on, and you got to be excited when you're doing it. You got to share with passion. I mean, when you're sharing that presentation with those prospects and with that new promoter, that passion that you have is going to either draw them to you, or the lack of passion will repel them to you. You know, General MacArthur said, if a general knows where he's going, his troops will follow him into the ocean. And see, you are a general now as a leader in the VI World Changers community. And leaders are full of excitement, they're full of passion, and as you're going through that presentation, you're not there to do a presentation. You are there to close. As if you have a 357 Magnum in your hand and it's sign or die. And that kind of expectation is going to bring people in your business, because they don't join Visalis. They join you. So when you are going through that presentation, from the beginning, you have to be laser focused to close. You're going to get a number 1 who's either going to go on the product, a number 2 who's going to go on the product and get theirs free, or you're going to get a number 3 who wants to do the business. And the key are your 3s. Now, I put stars around the keys are your 3s, because we know without a shadow of a doubt that the star order is the very best way to start. And that's where the rest of this presentation is going to go. It doesn't mean that you don't sponsor EPSs, because if that's where a person needs to start, okay. But you got to position the star package at such a point of influence that they will do almost anything legally and morally to get that star package, because it accelerates their success so much. Remember, the enroller, the person that's bringing that new person in, you are the one, I'm the one that projects the belief and possibilities of what's going to happen. The enrollee, the new promoter, they don't know where this is going to go. They don't know what to expect. If you tell them rising star in 29 days, that's what they're going to expect. If you tell them rising star in 24, as I did to Andrew, he didn't know anything else to expect except that. He looked at me like I was crazy, but I projected that belief. Andrew, we can get you rising star within 24 hours. Well, we did it in 26, so we missed the mark a little bit, but I was very excited with that. As we got to there, he said, what do we do next? He was looking to me for the belief. He was looking to me for the possibilities. I said, we got to get you in the car. Now, this was September 19th. He said, by when? I said, by the end of September. He said, Charles, that's only 12 days. Yes, we did it. When he did that, guess what he asked? What do we do next? What was he asking for? He was asking, where is my belief? Where are the possibilities, Charles? Where do we go here? At the end of October, he broke national director at the 38-day mark. Remember, guys, when you're enrolling and when you're working with that new promoter, you are the one that's going to project the belief and the possibilities, the excitement, the passion, so that if it's going to be, it is up to me. It's not up to the prospect. It's not up to that new promoter that I'm working with and running them Rising Star. The buck stops with us. So when we're going through that presentation, you guys go through it with every bit of strength that you have. Now, new promoters do not know what to expect. So when you go in with that new promoter, you must go in with laser focus. Everything you are thinking is 3 and 7, just like heaven. 3 and 7, just like heaven. And when you bring them in, the first thing you're going to do right there, right then, it takes less than 2 minutes, is shoot that video. The one they're going to blast out on the Facebook, the one they're going to blast out on any social media they have, their emails and their cell phones. And I just want to give you a secret here. It's not going to be a secret any longer. Most people are going to be so nervous to talk themselves in a video. But you know what? You want to connect your spirit with their spirit, and I would encourage you to stand up with them, and you do most of that talking in the video. For instance, if I'm right here with Emily, I'm going to stand up right next to her, and as we shoot that video, I'm going to say, hi, I'm Charles Monk. I lost 26 pounds with the Project 10 Challenge. I challenged Emily to lose her first 10 pounds with the Project 10 Challenge. She accepted that challenge, and then we point at that video or the cell phone, we say, and we challenged you. Very simple. And you guys know what we put out that, then we blast it out immediately. Now, help them enter the challenge. We got to make the connection. We got to get the emotional buy-in to the challenge itself and providing 90 meals to needy and overweight kids. As we begin to do that, when you send them home, have them watch the GST on themselves. You don't have to be there with them. They can push play. They can watch it. It's more of a review than anything else, because the main things that GST is going to do is help them shoot and announce what they've really, really done. Now, this is a key. You heard Andrew mention it. You heard Emily pound on it a few times. The NFT is so important. We have it recorded. You can go to our channel. You can watch it. When you bring that new promoter in, 24 to 48 hours maximum should be the time before they go in and they put that bulletproof vest on. And that NFT will help them get so bulletproof that as you're trying and you're going to run them Rising Star in 7 days or less, when the no's are going to come, they're going to be able to handle them. When their mother says no, they're going to be able to handle them. Guys and gals, you got to get good at doing that NFT yourself. Every regional director on this broadcast should have your NFT scheduled every week. And whether you're a regional director or a Rising Star, you can go on and you can read the slides with that individual new promoter and take them through the NFT. You don't have to be an expert. All you got to do is show them that you have a system that's very simple, very duplicatable, that can help bulletproof those new promoters to do a great job as they begin to build. Now, this is one of the things I shared with Andrew, that I shared with Joanne, that I shared with Terry Lynn in Saskatchewan, in Saskatoon, is that when we joined, when they got their star package, I said, okay, who's your Fab Five? Who's the top people in your life that you have high credibility with? They have high credibility with you. You trust them irrevocably. They are very aggressive, entrepreneurial, and you have invested $1 million to join my team. Who are the top 5 people that you would want to partner with you over the next 5 to 10 years and take this business around the world. That's who you want to get in front of you with that new promoter in the next 24 to 48 hours maximum. Now, of course, you've already shot the video, so you're going to make sure that video goes out to those top 5 people. Because when it goes out to those top 5 people, you're really putting the percentages in your corner and in your favor to get those 3 people very, very fast. Now, you're going to make calls together with that new promoter. Remember, it's not about going out and sponsoring 20 people. It's about taking one person at a time who is a number 3, who says they are ready to build, and helping them become rising star in a duplicatable fashion in 7 days or less. Do a challenge hour with them. You've helped them put their list of people together. Help them make the call. You are the expert. Even though you may be brand new, you're already at least a rising star, which means you know how to make calls because your promoter showed you how to do that. Don't be afraid of the phone. It doesn't weigh 2,000 pounds. It probably weighs less than a pound, as small as they are today. But make calls with that new promoter. Do the inviting for them. Help them set up those first 5 appointments in the next 24 to 48 hours, because those first 2 days are very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how excited a person is, within 48 to 72 hours, most people lose their excitement. That's why you have to put nitroglycerin on that little fire that has started within their first 2 days. And I know, because we've done it so many times with our team now, you know, you could almost say 3 and 3 is just like heaven, because we have so many people breaking rising star in less than 3 days. So set those appointments within the next 2 days from when they start. Why? Because repetition is a mother of all learning. Therefore, it's the father of all knowledge. How does that apply to what we're talking about here? For instance, if you did 5 presentations with a new promoter over 2 weeks, they will retain very little of that information to be able to become duplicatable. But if you take them through at least 5 presentations with them over the first 48 hours, they are going to learn very, very fast because of the repetition of the presentation being done. So yes, it means commitment. But hey, everybody on this Google Hangout leadership training today, you're not here just to be here. You are here to make abnormal money and build an abnormal business. So ladies and gentlemen, you got to get so laser focused with where you're going. You have to have an intention and a desire like you've never, ever, ever had it before. Get those new promoters into the presentation, doing the bullet points, sharing it with you, doing it in front of you so that they can go out and duplicate themselves after they go rising star. Now, put your seatbelts on, put the oxygen mask pretty close to your table, because this is what we are going to eat, breathe, sleep, go to bed, wake up, dream about, think about when we're in the washroom, think about when we're out on anything we're doing. 3 and 7 is just like heaven. We're going to show me as a brand new star promoter. Andrew came in, he sponsored me in, he gave me the belief that I could go rising star in 7 days or less, and he shared with me the benefits of being a star person. So I got my star package, which is basically 999 points. We're going to round it off to 1,000. And he shares with me, I can be a rising star in less than 7 days. So he takes me through the NFT. He does my video. We go through the GST, do the things that I've just talked to you guys about. Now, we're going to go out and we're going to sponsor 3-star packages in the next 7 days or less. Now, why do I emphasize that? Because if you go out expecting to get EPSs, you're going to go get EPSs. If you go out expecting stars, you're going to get stars. If when I asked Emily to marry me, I expected her to say no, I would have got a no. But there's no way she was going to say no. I knew in my heart what I was going after, and I got it 18 and a half years ago. And when you go after this business with that new promoter, you got to give them the belief that they can sponsor a star package. It's only $999. Folks, when we did our major builds in the Philippines, our entry levels were much, much more than this. But when someone sees the value, understand this, when someone sees the value of the STAR program, they will go and find a way to get the money for it. If you show them the value. If they don't get it, they haven't seen the value yet. So we're going to go out, we're going to go Rising Star. We got 3 star packages underneath me. Now, in my first week, I have 4,000 points. I've completed 3 times the points in my first week. On an average, I would pull a $1,500 check-in. You heard Terry Lynn at the beginning of our leadership training, her first check, $1,704. But on an average, around $1,500. So just go figure, guys. I put $999 in 7 days. I have that whole investment back, and I make a 50% profit on my investment. You won't find that anywhere else. And that's what you got to sell into. And if a person is willing to sell in with you, you're going to do everything you can do possibly in those first 7 days to get them Rising Star. Now, well, those 3 star packages, needless to say, you're passionate in front of them. That new promoter is passionate in front of them. They don't know what to expect. Guess what? They're going to expect what you expect them to expect. And if you get in front of those 3 new stars and you tell them, John, Sally, Alice, you know what? We can take you Rising Star in the next 7 days, get your money back, and guess what? You're going to make at least a 50% profit on what you put in. Give me the time, give me your top 5, take them through the series that I took you through a minute ago, and we're going to put at least $1,500 in your pocket. Hey guys, as those 3 people become regional Rising Stars, you brought in another 9,000 points below you. Guess what? You are now a regional director. This is a 2-week run right here. Andrew did this in 12 days before the 3 in 7 program had been initiated within the Visalis marketing plan. If that could have been done last September and a 12-day RD, this is so doable. I don't even have to draw this out any further than this, you guys. This is all you should be focusing on. This is all you should be expecting to begin to happen. And as Emily and I were going over this last night, when this just came together over the last few days, guys, this is the zone. This is the Michael Jordan, literally anything he is doing going into the hoop. It's our drive. It's what we think. It's what we feel. It's what we project to our team. So, guys, this rounds everything up with our leadership training today. I don't want you to think about anything more, anything less. If you're in this presentation and maybe you're a brand new distributor and you're not Rising Star yet, I want you to get on the phone with your promoter as soon as this leadership training is up and say to that promoter, I'm in. I must be Rising Star before my 7th day. If you are already a Rising Star, I want you to look at those 3 promoters underneath you, and I'm going to challenge you to sell out to them. If you have to do a presentation in the middle of the morning, in the middle of the night, I don't care. Sell out is sell out. Get them Rising Star in their first 7 days. If you're a regional director, look through your team over this weekend. See who those people are that are still within their first 7 days. If by chance there are people that popped over day 7 into day 8, make sure you get them Rising Star by the end of that second week, because it's still double points. They're still going to get their investment back and have good profit. If you're a national director and above, look at your regional directors. Find out this weekend exactly where they are going to be driving these next 3 weeks in February, you guys. Remember, desire and intention with where we're going brings it all together. Ladies and gentlemen, our drive is really simple. 3 and 7, it's just like heaven. So as we conclude this leadership training, we're going into the love month of the year, that of February. Guys, I just want you to know how privileged Emily and I feel that we are to be having you as part of our team. There's no one that's part of our team anywhere they are in the world that is here by accident. We know everybody is here by divine appointment. We will match energy with you. We will match commitment with you. And we want you guys to sell out the next 11 months like you've never sold out before. Because if you do, you will look back on 2015 as a year that has changed not only your immediate family situation, but has set a foundation that can literally change every generation after you in your family. You know, if you look behind us, you see our mantle and our fireplace with a clock there. Picture your family 100 years down the road. You know, I couldn't tell you really about my great-great-grandfathers or my great-great-grandmothers because they didn't leave a legacy for me. But 100 years from now, when Tana is a great-grandma, I want them to be able to look over the mantle of our living room and see Emily and I's picture. And they say, you know, I got my college education because of what they did with Vi. I bought my new house because of what great-great-great-grandma Emily and great-great-great-grandpa Grandpa Charles did for us, because they left a legacy. Will you leave a legacy? Are you willing to put the price in to leave a legacy for the generations that follow you? Because I believe, just like I told Jason, Nick, and Blake when we first came into this company, within 24 months, we will be the largest and fastest growing team in this company, because we're committed to one thing: changing lives. And as we change lives together, God always brings it back multiple fold to us. You guys, thanks for joining us today in our adjusted live Google Hangout leadership training. We trust it's been a blessing to you. God bless. Let's go out. Remember, 3 and 7 is just like heaven.